Hello and welcome to Life Changing Tuition's Full Mock 5. I'm Ethan and today I'll be doing an explanation of how to answer each question. So let's begin with English. So we have 20 minutes for this one. Author's purpose. Have you ever wondered why authors write? Sometimes they are inspired to create stories. Other times they write to provide information about an interesting topic. Some authors write to convince us about something, whatever the circumstances. Authors have reasons for writing. This is called the author's purpose. The three most common types of author's purpose are to entertain, to inform, and to persuade. Think about the last time a story made you laugh, cry, or tremble in fright. These types of stories are written with a particular purpose in mind, to entertain the reader. Authors write many kinds of stories to entertain, including humorous fiction, realistic fiction, fantasy, fairy tales, and fables. While fiction entertains, non-fiction has a different purpose. Many non-fiction writings or texts are written with the purpose of giving information about an interesting topic. Authors who write to inform must research their subject to ensure that they convey accurate information to the reader. Some examples of texts that inform are encyclopedia entries, news articles, expository non-fiction books, and interviews. All of these types of writing give information about certain topics. Sometimes authors write because they want to convince their readers about something. This is called argumentative or persuasive writing. Oftentimes, texts that are meant to persuade use specific techniques to make the reader care about the subject and to think about it in a certain way. These techniques might be found in letters to the editor, argumentative essays, or persuasive speeches. Or persuasive speeches. Next time you read a text, see if you can figure out what the author is trying to tell you. It might be easier than you think. Just ask yourself, what is the author's purpose? Okay, very, very interesting passage in this one. Very interesting one here. So, okay, let's read the first question. Okay, question 1. Which of the following is most likely the title of a passage in which the author's purpose is to entertain? A. Why dogs are smarter than cats. B. An interview with the president. C. The adventures of Waldo Wizard. Or D. An argument for shorter classes. Okay, so with this one, you got to remember what the different types of purposes are. So there's the argumentative, the entertaining, and also the informative non-fiction one. So with this one, here's my pen. Okay. Well, why dogs are smarter than cats is argumentative. Ooh. An interview with the president is informative. The adventures of Waldo Wizard seem to be entertaining. And then D, an argument for shorter classes is argumentative. So we know that the answer is going to be C. For question 2, according to the passage, authors who write to inform want to A. Provide information about a certain topic, B. Make the reader laugh, cry, or scream, C. Convince the reader to do something, or D. Invite the reader to critique their work. So we know that if someone is informing, we know that to inform means to provide information about a certain topic. So the answer to question 2 will be A. 3. The author's purpose in writing this passage is A. To persuade, B. To convince, C. To entertain, or D. To inform. So we know that here they're not really persuading us anything because they're not trying to make us agree. To convince is similar, so no. C. To entertain, no, because it's not fictional, it's not comedic. But then D to inform, yes, they're telling us facts. So D to inform is the answer. Now the difference between the informing and arguing means that persuasion is where they try to make you agree, but then informing you is when they're just stating facts of things that have happened. So rather than saying reasons why you should agree, they're saying facts instead. So slightly different, but there is a borderline between them. Next is question 4. Based on its use in paragraph 3, it can be understood that the word convey belongs to which of the following word groups? So we know that convey is in paragraph 3, which is here. And we can see convey here, written in bold. There. So authors who write to inform must research their subject to ensure that they convey accurate information to the reader. So for this one, we can say that convey belongs to communicate, pass on, or relay, because you're conveying information, passing on information. 5. The letters to the editor section of many newspapers allows readers to submit letters that are intended to make the editor think about something in a certain way. Using the information in the passage, it can be understood that the author's purpose in these letters is to A. entertain, B. inform, C. persuade, or D. not enough information is provided to answer this question. So 5, this one is going to be C. persuade, because they're trying to make the editor think about something in a certain way. They're trying to persuade them to agree to a certain opinion. So 6. According to the passage, texts that are meant to persuade, often A, do not get as much attention as texts that entertain or inform. B, are very entertaining because they convince readers to laugh. C, use specific techniques to make the reader care about the subject. D, require a lot of research in order to ensure accuracy of information. So for this one, we know that texts that are meant to persuade often C, use specific techniques to make the reader care about the subject, and thus making them persuaded, or persuading the reader. Next is pearls. So when I was little, my mother told me pearls came from oysters. Once I had learnt this fact, every trip to the beach turned into a treasure hunt. I was certain that if I searched carefully enough, I'd one day find my very own pearl inside an oyster. After all, jewellery stores were filled with pearl earrings, bracelets, necklaces, and rings. Surely the ocean was also filled with pearl-stuffed oysters. As it turns out, this is not quite the case. Pearls are formed when small bits of foreign object like sand, food, or bacteria get trapped inside an oyster's shell. The oyster tries to protect itself from this object by covering it in something called nacre, which is the same substance that lines the inside of its shell. Layer upon layer of nacre cover this object. These layers of nacre form a pearl. When this process occurs without any human interference, the result is called a natural pearl. Natural pearls are extremely rare and extremely valuable. Cultured pearls are much more common than natural pearls. Cultured pearls are made on oyster farms, not in the ocean. A cultured pearl is created when an oyster farmer carefully inserts a small piece of foreign object into the oyster. A pearl then develops in the same way as it would in the ocean. Although natural pearls and cultured pearls are basically identical, natural pearls are much more expensive because they are so uncommon. In fact, some experts estimate that 1 ton of oysters will only contain 3 or 4 natural pearls. Because natural pearls are so rare, nearly every pearl that you see in a jewelry shop is a cultured pearl. Now that I have learned how improbable my chances were of finding a natural pearl, I wish that I had spent more time enjoying the beach instead of wasting all those hours hunting for pearls. Okay, very entertaining passage, like how we learnt about the writer's purpose in the last passage. But yeah, this one is more of an entertaining fiction one. Anyway, question 7. The main purpose of paragraph 2 is to A. Convince readers to buy cultured pearls instead of natural pearls. B. Explain why natural pearls are more valuable than cultured pearls. C. Describe the way natural pearls are formed. D. Discuss the process of culturing pearls. So paragraph 2, that is this one here too. So we're talking about how pearls are formed. Good. So going back to question 7, we know that this one is going to be C because they're describing the way natural pearls are formed. And question 8. In the first paragraph, the author mentions jewelry stores filled with pearl earrings, bracelets, necklaces, and rings. Based on the information in the passage, we can understand that these pearls in the jewelry store are most likely A. Extremely rare and extremely valuable, B. Something the narrator only imagined seeing when he or she was a child, C. Actually made of plastic or glass, or D. Cultured pearls. So question 8, this is going to be D. Cultured pearls, because it talks about how here at the top, nearly every pearl that you see in a jewelry, nearly every pearl that you see in a jewelry store is a cultured pearl. Good. So question 8 is D. Next, we move on to question 9. According to the passage, nacre is I. Part of an oyster's shell, 2. What an oyster is made of, or 3. Foreign matter that enters an oyster. So for question 9, we remember that this one is going to be, well, both part of an oyster shell and what it's made of. Because if we go here, it says that, let's see if we can find it. It says that, nacre is what lines the inside of its shell. So that means that it's both part of an oyster shell and what a pearl is made of. It's not the foreign matter that enters an oyster though. So question 9 is B, 1 and 2 only. 10. As used in the last paragraph, what is the best antonym for improbable? So improbable, the synonym of it would be unlikely. So we're looking for an antonym, a word with an opposite meaning of likely or of unlikely, which means that for question 10, this is going to be A, likely. 11. Based on the passage, what does the narrator understand as an adult that he or she did not understand as a child? A. It is important to search carefully when hunting for pearls. B. Natural pearls are almost impossible to find. C. Cultured pearls are basically identical to natural pearls. Or D. Most pearls are made without any human interference. So for question 11, we know that this one is going to be B. Natural pearls are almost impossible to find. It's not A because, it says it is important to search carefully when hunting for pearls because it's not explicitly stated. And it's similar to C, although we do know that the pearl is then formed in a similar way, although it's just unnaturally placing foreign matter inside. It doesn't explicitly state it, which is similar to most pearls are made without any human interference, which is, that's also not explicitly stated. But then, natural pearls are almost impossible to find is said, when he says that there's only three or four natural pearls in 1,000 oysters. So next we're going to move on to proofreading. Okay, sentence completion exercise. Choose the best word. Okay, best word. This is a good one, So we begin with question 12. Kate something up fully. Her attention now totally concentrated. Okay, so Kate, this one is going to be, well, Kate seated up fully, Kate sat up fully, Kate sitted up fully, Kate has sit up fully, Kate sitting up fully. Well, this one, number 12, is going to be B. Kate sat up fully. Her attention now totally concentrated. 13. The success of the project depended a number of variable factors. Depended in a number of variable factors, depended with a number of variable factors, depended on a number of variable factors, depended above a number of variable factors, or depended for a number of variable factors. Well, this one is going to be depended on a number of variable factors. So 14. Disease caused by fungal attacks is kept something bay with the prompt removal of both infected and damaged material. Kept to bay, kept up bay, kept on bay, kept at bay, kept in bay. Question 14 is going to be kept at bay. So disease caused by fungal attacks is kept at bay with the prompt removal of both infected and damaged material. 15. I'm sure the rain won't stop us something fun anyway. Stop us for fun anyway. Stop us from fun anyway. Stop us having fun anyway. Stop us going fun anyway, or stopping with fun anyway. Question 15 is going to be having. So C. I'm sure the rain won't stop us having fun anyway. And next we move on to spelling. So identify any spelling mistake or choose E if none exist. So question 16. His principal reason for making the journey was to visit his family. Okay, so his principal reason for making the journey was to visit his family. His principal reason. This one. This one's, spelling mistakes. So, no spelling mistakes for this one. So this one is going to be E. 17. This famous restaurant has a very intimate atmosphere. So question 17, this one's going to be B with restaurant. Restaurant should be spelled R-E-S-T-A-U-R-A-N-T. Good. 18. In her autobiography, she occasionally refers to her unhappy school days. So question 18, this one is going to be, this one is, occasionally. So occasionally means that B is incorrect, and instead it should be spelled, O-C-C A-S-I-O-N-A-L-L-Y. So O-C-C-A-S-I-O-N-A-L-L-Y. So it should be only one S. 19. The purpose of the UN is the maintenance of international peace and security. So the maintenance of international peace and security. This one, question 19, is purpose of the UN is the maintenance of international peace. Oh, okay. Yeah. So this one is going to be B as well. Yeah, 3 B's in a row. So it's maintenance, so it should be spelled maintenance. So maintenance rather than maintenance. So slightly different. You're replacing the AI with an E. Good. Next is punctuation. So we begin with 20. Far below us, we could see the coastline of Argentina dimly outlined. And this is punctuation or capital letters. So 20, this one is going to be C because Argentina is the name of a country, so it should have a capital A. 21, I couldn't admit to my parents that I was finding the course difficult. Well, 21, this one is going to be I couldn't admit to my parents. That I was finding the course difficult. This one, Yeah, no errors in this one. So this one will be E. Good. 22. Did you see the dress she was wearing? I think I'd better go and get changed myself. Well, this one is going to be B, because wearing should have a question mark afterwards, because did you see the dress she was wearing is a question. And 23. So this one, the Second World War, unlike the first, was a people's war waged against a ideology. So 23, this one is going to be really, waged against a ideology is also wrong because it should be an ideology. But this isn't spelling, so I'll leave that one. 23. First should be lowercase. Yes. Yep. So here, first should be lowercase, unlike the first. Good. Maths. Cool. Question 1. The temperatures in degrees centigrade taken at 10 a.m. intervals in several countries were 5, -2, 14, 2, 4, -6, and 7. And now it's asking us to calculate the difference between the maximum and minimum temperature. So the maximum temperature was 14. The minimum temperature was -6. So now we're just doing 14 minus -6. And we know that 14 minus -6 is the same as 14 plus 6, which is equal to 20. So the answer to question 1 is going to be B, 20. 2. A lottery win of £435 was shared equally between it's either between or among, but equally between 15 people. How much did each person receive? So here you're doing 435 divided by 15. 435 divided by 15. So how many 15s go into 43? It's going to be 2 with a remainder of 13. And then how many 15s go into 135? So for this one, well, it's essentially 135 divided by 15, which is equal to, it'll be about 9. Oh yeah, it'll be 9, because 15 times 10 is 150, and if we subtract 15, it's 135, so it'll be 9. So the answer to question 2 is going to be D, 29. 3. What fraction of the families had 4 children? So we can see 4 children is 4 families. So this is 4 families out of, well, here we have 7, 9, 8, and 6 has 1. So 7 plus 9 plus 8 plus 4 plus 1 is equal to 10, 17, 21, 29, which means that for question 3, it's over 29, and that there are the number of families that had 4 children were 4. So it's 4 out of 29, which cannot be simplified because 29 is a prime number as well. So question 3 is going to be D, 4 over 29. And question 4, the perimeter of a rectangle is 28 centimetres. If the length of the rectangle is 10 centimetres more than the width, find the width. So let's draw out the rectangle. So how this helps us is because it can help us visualize it as well. So we know that the length is 10 centimetres more than the width. So we have x plus 10, and x plus 10, because it's 10 centimetres more. So the width is essentially going to be just x. So the perimeter is 28 centimetres. So if what we have to do is the perimeter, which is x plus 10 plus x plus 10 plus x plus x. And that will equal to 28. So what we've got to do now is x plus 10 plus x plus 10 plus x plus x. Well, not only is that equal to 28, it's also equal to 4x plus 20, because you're collecting your like terms. 4x plus 20 is equal to 28, which means that, okay, so if 4x plus 20, we know that 4x is going to be equal to 8. So I'll write that down here, or in fact I'll do it like this: 4x plus 20 equals 28. So 4x is equal to 8, and x is equal to 8 divided by 4, which is 2. So the answer to question 4 is going to be A, 2 centimetres, because x is also the width. Good. Question 5. Mr. Rossi owns an ice cream van. Yesterday we had 140 customers. 35% of them bought a chalk ice. How many people bought a chalk ice? Okay, so we have to find 35% of 140. So as always, you could do this as 35 over 100 times 140 over 1. You could do it as 0.35 multiplied by 140. But for the 11 plus, generally it's easiest to find 35 as finding 10% and finding 5%, multiplying the 10% by 3. So first we know that 10% of 140 is going to be 14, because you're doing 140 divided by 10. 140 is the equivalent of 100%. So then we know that, well, 5% is going to be half, which is 7, and 30% is going to be 14 times 3, which is, well, we can show that in the column method as well. So 4 times 3 is 12, 1 times 3 is 3, plus 1 is 4. So 42. So 30% is 42. So we know that 35% is going to be 42 plus 7, which is 49. And that means that the answer to question 5 is going to be C, 49. Good. Next we move on to question 6. This shape is 3/4 of a circle, so how many degrees is angle X? Well, we know that it's going to be 3/4 of 360. So here it's going to be over 4, and then you do 360 times 3. So this is your column method. 1080 divided by 4. So you can do that with the bus stop method. And then how many 4s go into 10? 2, with a remainder of 2. How many 4s go into 28? That's going to be, well, 13. Oh my. Sorry, my mind just went absolutely crazy. No, not 13 at all. Not 13 at all. I was thinking of the 2 times tables. Oh my. No, I was thinking of the 2 times tables. No, 7. 7, yes. And then 0. So the answer is going to be, for question 6, I can't believe I said that, 270 degrees. Make sure you add your units, otherwise you don't know what you're talking about. And then question 6 is going to be C, 270 degrees. 7. Max cycled to his grandmother's house for lunch and then returned home. The travel graph below shows his journey. So on the way there, he stopped to buy sandwiches for lunch. How many minutes did Max stay at his grandmother's house? Okay, so this is a distance time graph, and then the number of minutes that he stops at his grandmother's house. Okay. So we can see where he stops to buy sandwiches is this point, and where he stops at his grandmother's house is here. So he stops there for, well, half an hour and half an hour. So in total it's 1 hour. 1 hour is 60 minutes. So question 7 is going to be E, 60 minutes. 8. 5 teams took part in the relay race at Sports Day. Here are their results. How much faster was the team which came first than the team which came 5th? So the team that came first was 48.34 seconds. The team that came 5th was 59.9 seconds. So what we're looking at is the difference. The team that came 5th is going to be 59.9. And I'm adding the 0 to make the units equal, essentially. The same number of decimal places. Minus 48.34. So then you subtract. You make the 9 and 8 and carry over 1. And then 10 minus 4 is 6. 8 minus 3 is 5. 9 minus 8 is 1. And 5 minus 4 is 1. Then you add your decimal place and you get 11.56. Which means that the answer to question 8 is going to be E, 11.56 seconds. Good. 9. The heights in meters of 11 children are, well, those are the numbers. And then what's the median height? So what you're finding in the median is the middle number. So what we're going to do is write the numbers in order. So you could do it like that. Or you could just number the orders, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 on top of them. And then when you know that the middle of a number, 1 to 11 is going to be 5. Not 5. Well, let's see. Okay, so we have the smallest number is going to be 1.32. And then you have another one here. Another one here. Good. And then after that, we have 1.35. Oh, 3 here. 1.35 is 4. You have 1.37. And and then we move on to 1.43, 1.46, 1.47, 1.48, and then now 1.49. And then the middle number of 1 to 11 is going to be... The middle number of 1 to 11 is going to be... oh, yes. Okay, I see. Okay. Yeah, so we have to now find the middle value. Yeah. Okay, sorry, I'm just speaking to myself. But, yeah, so for question 9, what we got to do... Oh, interesting. Because really, the middle value is between 5 and 6. I'm reading that would then make it 1.4. Okay. And as we know, the median value is the middle value. So normally this would then be the middle between 5 and 6 because half of 11 is 5.5. The thing is though, there's no option as 1.4. So this could be a question error. It is likely to be a question error. Okay. I assume that with the answers or the options given, it's going to be 1.43. Let me check the answers. Okay, here. Yes, the answers are saying that 9 is going to be C. So I'll say that that's the answer, but that is 6 in terms of our numbering. So really, mathematically, it's not the median. 1.43 isn't the median. The median should be 1.4. Yes, I just want to keep looking for a little bit. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll leave it as that. But let's move on to question 10 then. So a box of 7 grapefruit costs £3.29. What is the cost of 1 grapefruit? And then give your answer in pence, so pennies. So we have £3.29 and we're dividing it by 7. So really you can do 329 divided by 7, especially since we're giving the answer in pence. So how many 7s go into 32? We know that's going to be 4 with a remainder of 4. So 7 up here, which means that the answer to question 10 is going to be B, 47p. Good. 11. I'll buy 4 megabars at 65p each and 3 star bars, okay, and 3 star bars at 83p each. How much change do I get from £10? Okay, so 65p times 5, times 4. Star balls. Okay. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 2 is 26, so that's going to be £2.60 there. And then 83 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9, 8 times 3 is 24, so that's £2.49. So £2.49 plus £2.60 will equal £5.09. So the answers are saying different. Yeah, £4. Yeah. Oh, how much change do I get? Of course. Yes. Yeah, so it will be £5.09p. Will be the price of what you're buying. So the change you get from £10 will be £4.91. So question 11 is A, £4.91, because £10 minus £5.09p is £4.91. Good. 12. If 2/3 of a number is 24, what is 3/4 of the same number? Okay, so 2/3 is 24. 2 over 3 is equal to 24, which means that 1/3 is going to be 12. So then a whole is going to be 12 times 3, which is 36. So then you take your 36. First I'll write, no space. But anyway, with your 36, you're then finding 3/4 of 36. So you're going to do 36 divided by 4, which we know is going to be 9. And then you do 9 times 3. 9 times 3 is 27. Good. And that means that question 12 is going to be D, 27. 13. The point R has coordinates 5, 2. Mark R on the diagram. Okay, so 5, 2 is going to be here, and then we're going to make sure we label it as R. Add one more point so that the 4 points make a square. Write down the coordinates of this 4th point and label it S. Okay, well, we know that that is going to be up here, S, which makes a square. And that has coordinates 4, 5. So 13 for B, is going to be B, 4, 5. Good. 14. How many lines of symmetry, bracket, mirror lines, does the shape below have? And that's the shape to the right, which we're talking about, this star. So, lines of symmetry, I'll just draw it out for you for this one, because, well, there are quite a lot of lines of symmetry. But anyway, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 lines of symmetry in the Star of David. 6. C. There. Good. 15. State the order of rotational symmetry of each of these shapes. Good. So for this one, we know that the rotational symmetry is the number of times you can rotate the shape around a line of symmetry where it still has 2 symmetrical sides. So 15, this one is going to be 2 because it's once here and once here. So the answers for question 15 is D, which is 2. 16. Add up these 3 lengths and give your answer in centimetres. So 2 metres, 97 centimetres, and 50 millimetres. Centimetres, good. So 200 centimetres, and then 97 centimetres, and 50 millimetres is the equivalent of 5 centimetres. So this is the same as, well, 97 plus 5 is going to be 102. So this is going to be 302. So question 16 is going to be B, 302 centimetres. 17. 55 children were asked if they played football or hockey. The diagram below was drawn based on their results, or based on the results. How many children play neither football nor hockey. So this one is going to be, well, neither football. Oh, okay, so 55. So here we just do 23 plus 11 plus 9, which is equal to 43. So 55 minus 43 is equal to 12. So the answer to question 17 is going to be B, 12. Good. And then 18. A train leaves London King's Cross station at 11:20 and arrives in Leeds at 2:05. So how long does the journey take? So from 11:20 a.m. we add 40 minutes to get to 12. From 12, well, you add 2 hours and 5 minutes to get to 2:05. So you're doing 2 hours and 5 minutes plus 40 minutes, which is equal to 2 hours and 45 minutes. So the answer to question 18 is going to be D, 2 hours and 45 minutes. Next is question 19. In a chess league, there are 3 teams and they all play each other once. So how many matches are played all together? So you have 3 teams and they all play each other once. It's 3 teams. So you have 3. What you got to do is then multiply by 2, which gives us 6. But then what you got to imagine is that after doing that, your 6 has to be divided by 2 to get 3. Say if you have team 1, 2, 3, and then what you got to imagine is you have, well, this top team here can play the others once, twice. This middle one has already played the other one, so it's just going to play this one down here. So there's just going to be 3 matches altogether with the 3 teams. I hope that makes sense. But it means that for question 19, the answer is E, which is 3. Because each match involves 2 teams. I really hope that makes sense. So for 20, what number is halfway between 1.9 and 1.99? So what you're going to do is find the difference. 1.99 minus 1.9 is equal to 0.09. 0.09 divided by 2 is equal to 0.045. And then you take 0.045 and add that to 1.9, so it's 1.945, which means that the answer to question 20 is E, 1.945. And then 21. John has to travel 200 miles to get to his destination. He stops for a drink after completing 30% of his journey. So how many miles has he completed? Okay, so 30% of his journey, well, we know that 10% is 20, because 200 divided by 10 is 20. So 30% of his journey is going to be 60 miles. So the answer to question 21 is going to be A, 60 miles. And now 22. So 60 pupils each voted for their favourite game app. How many pupils voted Angry Birds? So we know that Angry Birds, well, we know Despicable Me is 90 degrees, so Angry Birds is down here. Minecraft is 120 degrees, Lego is 54 degrees, Club Penguin is 36 degrees. So we already know that Lego plus Club Penguin equals 90 degrees as well. So 120 degrees from Minecraft plus 180 degrees from Despicable Me, Lego and Club Penguin will equal to 300 in total, which means that Angry Birds is 60 degrees. There's 60 pupils in total, and Minecraft is the best game. So 60 degrees over 360 simplifies to 6 over 36, which then if you divide both by 6 leaves you at 1 over 6. So if you do 1 over 6 times 60, so you do 60 over 6, which is equal to 10. The answer to question 22 is going to be A, 10. 23. The outer ring of this spinner is divided into 8 sections with numbers 1, 3, 5, and 7. The inner ring is divided into 12 equally sized sections. So what is the probability of getting a 7 on this spinner? So then we have our options. So you know that... okay. I see. The outer ring of this spinner is divided into 8 sections with 1, 3, 5, and 7. The inner ring is divided into 12 equally sized sections. Interesting. Then the probability of getting this. Oh, okay, I see. They've used the inner ring to help us calculate the relative sizes. Okay, good. So we have a 7 here, here, and here, and that takes up 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles on the inner section. Out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, as said in the question, 12 inner triangles. So if you divide both by 4, you have 1 over 3, which means that the answer to question 23 is going to be D, which is 1/3. 24. Gil's garden is 48 metres long and 10 metres wide, and she wants to cover it with peat, which comes in 60 kilogram sacks. 10 kilograms of peat covers an area of 20 metres squared. So how many sacks of peat does Gil need for the whole garden? Okay, so we have her garden. It is 48 metres long and 10 metres wide. It doesn't say that it's a rectangle, but I'll just draw it out so that we can visualise it, because I think we can assume that it's going to be a rectangle. The total area is going to be 48 times 10, which is 480 metres squared. And then she wants to cover it with peat, which comes in 60 kilogram sacks, and then 10 kilograms of peat covers an area of 20 metres squared. So now we have to see how many 20 metres squared we have. So what we got to do is 480 divided by 20. We can cross out the zeros to do 48 divided by 2, which is, 2 here, 4 here, 24. So we have 24 areas of 20 metres squared, so that means we need 24 times 10 kilograms. So 24 10 kilograms of peat, which is 240 kg. Then it comes in 60 kilogram sacks, so we got to do 240 divided by 60. We can cross out the zeros, so 24 divided by 6 is 4, which means that the answer to question 24 is B, 4. 25. This scale shows the mass of a letter. What is the mass of the letter in grams? Okay, so we have grams there. It's going to be, this is 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95. Okay, so that is going to be 55, 60, 65, 70, which means that the answer to question 25 is C, 70 grams. 26. A journey of 45 miles takes me an hour and a half, travelling at the same speed throughout. So how far had I gone in 1 hour? So we know that they're going, okay, so 45 miles for an hour and a half. So how far had I gone in 1 hour? Okay, so first we got to find their speed. So we know that speed is distance over time. So speed is distance over time. They went 45 miles in an hour and a half. So they're essentially doing 450 over 15. So what you got to do is that division. So let's write that here. 450 over 15. How many 15s go into 45? 3, with the remainder of 0. So this one, they were going 30 miles an hour. So 30 miles in 1 hour means that 26 is going to be C. They went in 1 hour. They went 30 miles. Next is 27. So Joanna gets £5 of pocket money each week, and her younger sister Amy gets £3.50 each week. After 5 weeks, Joanna saved all her money, but Amy spent 75p a week on stickers. So how much more does Joanna now have compared to Amy? So let's write this down. Joanna is £5. Amy is £3.50. After 5 weeks, Joanna saved all her money, but Amy spent 75p. Okay, so Amy... Okay, per week. Okay, so after 5 weeks, Joanna is going to have £25, and Amy is going to have her £3.50 multiplied by 5, which equals to £3.50 times 5. That should be £17.50 for this one. Yeah. And then you subtract your 75p, so she's going to instead have £16.75. There. Okay. And from that, you're now finding the difference between £25 and £16.75, which is going to be £8.20. Ooh. Ooh. That's 75p a week. Okay, so she's spending 75p per week. Okay, you gotta read the question carefully. So, 75p per week. Let's redo this. So it's still the £17.50 there, but 75p times 5 will equal to £3.75 in total. Ooh. Oh no, £3.75. So there, and then you're doing your £17.50 minus £3.75. So you can do this with column method as well, with the column method. So, but that would equal to £13.75. And then you're doing your £25 minus £13.75, which will equal to £11. Yeah, £11.25. And then that means that 27 is going to be C, £11.25. Okay. And next we move on to question 28. So, a lottery jackpot payout of €1,275,360 was shared amongst 3 people. So how much did each receive to the nearest €1,000? Alright, So what you gotta do is 1275363 divided by 3, and it's the nearest 1,000. So we have how many 3's in 12? 4. How many 3's in 7? 2. Remainder 1. How many 3's in 15? 5. How many 3's in 3? 1. And then we have 2 and 1. But then it's the nearest 1,000, which is going to be 425,000, which means that the answer for question 28 is going to be A, 425,000. 29. Find the perimeter. So here we got to break up the area. So we can do it here and here. Okay, so we have 4 centimeters there. Okay, I see. Okay, we can do it like that. Or you could still count it like 1.5. Okay, well here we have, for initially, we have this 12 by 8 rectangle in the middle. Well, 12 multiplied by 8 is 96. But then for our outer rectangles, we have 4. And then we're saying that the two rectangles are of the same size, which means that there's a 3 centimeters shed between them, which is 1.5. 1.5. 4 times by 1.5 is equal to 6. 6 and 6. Which then means that the answer is going to be 108. Oh, perimeter. I see. Okay. Perimeter. 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. And then that smaller part is going to be 2, 2, 2, 2. And if you add all of those numbers, you have 12 plus 2 plus 1.5 plus 4 plus 1.5 plus 2 plus 12 plus 2 plus 1.5 plus 4 plus 1.5 plus 2, which is equal to 46 centimeters. So 29 is going to be B, 46 centimeters. Yeah, not finding area, finding the perimeter. Next is 30. So the formula for the area of a circle is pi r squared. And then for the following task, use pi as 3.14. And then a circle of radius 10 centimeters is inscribed inside a square as shown below. So then you've got to find the area of the shaded region. Good. Okay, circle of radius 10 centimeters, which means that this is a length of 20 centimeters by 20, which means that it's an area of 400 centimeters squared. The area of the circle is going to be, well, pi r squared, which is 3.14 times 10 squared, which is 3.14 times 100, which is 314. So then 400 minus 314 will give us our answer. Carry the ones. 6, 8. So the answer for question 30 is going to be E, 86 centimeters. 31. The school site covers an area of 8,000 meters squared. Buildings take up 3/5 of the area. So how much area is this? So we got to find 1/5, which is 8,000, divided by 5. That's 1 here, 3, and 6, 0, 0. So 1,600, and then we got to do that. 1,600 multiplied by 3. 0, 0, 18. 1 times 3 is 3. Add 1 is 4. So 4,800, which means that question 31 is going to be C, 4,800 meters squared. 32. In a triangle, two of the angles are equal and the third is twice as big as each of the other two. What is the largest angle? Okay, so we have a triangle. Okay, that's fairly inaccurate, but I'll just leave it. So two of the angles are equal, and then the third is twice as big as the other two. So you have x, x, and then 2x. So what's the largest angle? So we know that 2x plus x is equal to 4x. And 4x is 180 degrees. So we're going to do 180 divided by 4. So 4 times 4 remains 2, 5, so 45. Which means that question 32 will have an answer of... of course, the largest angle is double, so it's 90. And then we have, for question 33, C is 5w plus 10a, so work out the value of C when w is 3 and a is minus 1. So C is equal to 5 times 3 plus 10 times minus 1. So you're doing 15 plus, 10 times minus 1 is minus 10. So you're doing 15 minus 10, which is 5. So for question 33, the answer is C. C. Next, Dunkit basketball team won 80% of their games last season and had no tied games. They lost 5 games. So how many games did they play altogether? So they won 80% of their games and had no tie games. Okay, so 20% is 5. 20% is 5 because they didn't tie any as well, which means that 10% is 2. 10% is 2.5, so 100% is 25. We could have also done 20% times 5, which is 25. 5 times 25. 5 times 5 is 25. Anyway, 34 is then going to be D, 25. 35. The bar chart below shows the number of pets owned by children in class 6B. So what is the modal number of pets? So we know the mean is the average, the median is the middle, the mode is the most common, and then the range is the difference between the biggest number and the smallest. So this means that... oh, interesting. Okay, well, the mode is going to be the most frequent, which is two pets, which here looks like is 6, 7, 8, 9. They did miss a line for four children as well. But 35 is going to be B, 2 pets, because that has the highest column as well. So 9 children. Next is VR. So this VR here. Our new puppy sometimes sleeps on my bed. Okay, so in these sentences, a word of 4 letters is hidden at the end of one word and the beginning of the next word. Oh, okay. It's the hidden words. Find the pair of words that contains the hidden word and mark this answer on the answer sheet. Yeah, hidden words. Okay, our new puppy sometimes sleeps on my bed. So this one is going to be sometimes sleeps. So C. Question 1 is C because it's mess. 2. It would be so funny if Dad fell into the water when we go fishing. This one is going to be lint. Yeah, this one's going to be C, fell into, so lint. 3. Any rain tomorrow could ruin our summer picnic at school. This one is rain tomorrow because it's into, very common one. 4. Visitors wandered around the colourful gardens. This one is going to be... Visitors wandered for swan. It is a bit blurry. But anyway. 5. They searched the patrol area systematically. So this one is going to be... Area systematically because it's easy. 6. And you can see that's an example of where they try to throw you off with the pronunciation. But yeah, 6. So there was a raffle at the school fair last April. So this one is going to be... Raffle at, because it's flee. 7. The shampoo left bubbles in the bath. It's going to be... Shampoo left for pool. 8. We opened the car windows and let in the cool breeze. 8 is going to be... Windows and for sand. And next, question 9. Oh, this is a problem solving one. So Steve, Ronnie, Monty, Claudia and Liz all enjoy playing video games. Liz dislikes shoot 'em ups, but like Monty, enjoys platform games. Claudia's favourites are role-playing games, but she doesn't play either platform games or shoot 'em ups. Only Ronnie and Steve play F1 games, but all 3 boys like FIFA games. So, if all these statements are true, only one of the sentences below cannot be true. Okay? Which one? So, A. Okay, we're looking for the false one. Neither of the girls play FIFA games. Yep, that's true. B. Neither of the girls enjoy shoot-em-ups. Yep. C. Ronnie always... Okay, that looks a bit false. D. Steve and Monty are better at platform games than Liz. Liz doesn't play platform games. Oh, no, she does. But Ronnie always beats Monty here. Monty doesn't play F1 games. Claudia could be true. Okay, so the only one which completely can't be true is C. D and E still could be true because there's a possibility, but C is completely false because Monty doesn't play F1 games. F1 games are good. But anyway, in these questions, find 2 words, one from each group, that's closest in meaning. So write both words in your answer sheet. Okay, so question 10. We start this off... Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we have notable, notoriety and notify, and then signify, slightly, and significant. Okay. Yeah, so for this one, it's going to be notable and significant. AZ. 11. Compact, comrade, and comparison. And then associate, accel, and assemble. 11. This one is going to be... comrade and associate. Yeah. 12. Transport, tragic, and traipse. And then rodent, roam, and robust. This one is going to be... Ooh. This one will be... So this one will be transport and transport and row. Okay, 13. Lethargy, lenient and legible, and then tolerate, touchy, and tolerant. Okay, tolerate and tolerant are very similar. But for 13, this will be lenient and tolerant. And the reason why it's not tolerate because tolerate is a verb, whereas tolerant is an adjective, and lenient is an adjective. 14. Thin, squeeze, and fit, and then jog, exercise, and healthy. This will be fit and healthy. You often do hear them together as well. 15. Near, far, and beside, and then approach, distance, and rage. And range. So this one will be so this will be near and approach. So when you're nearing to someone, you're getting closer. You're approaching them. 16. Calm, rest, and laugh. Tired, peaceful, and happy. So this one will be calm and peaceful. You also hear them together a lot. 17. Increase, quick, and accelerate. Race, speed, and rapid. This one will be quick and rapid. And then 18. So the codes are not written in the same order as the words. Okay, so yeah, 3 of these 4 words are given in code, and then the codes are not written in the same order as the words, and 1 code is missing, and then we have to find the code for the word team. Okay, good. So we know that we have 1, 5, and 4 as our starting letters. So we know that either mice or mace is in there, and then there's definitely tame and definitely coat. Then we see that so we have 2 and 2, which means that 2 is definitely A. So we know there's a 2 in our answer. 5, okay, so 1, 2, 5, 6 links to tame, and then 5, 2, 4, 6 is mace. So 4, 3, 2, 1 is coat. So team is going to be T1, E6, A2, and then M is A2, M5. So it's 1, 6, 2, 5, which is C. Then we have to find the code for the word come. Well, come is going to be 4, 3, 5, 6. 4, 3, 5, 6, which means that for question 19, this is going to be A. Now the word for the code. Let's go back. Here. So find the word for the code 5216. So this is MATE. So it's going to be mate, which for question 20 is D. So 19 is A, 20 is D. 21, so find the code for the word least. Okay, once again, similar thing. So we know, okay. So there's one of stem and cell, and then there's definitely mast and flea here. We have 2 6s, one as the second letter of a word and one as the 4th letter of a word. definitely going to be 2876 then, and that means that 9651 is going to be the master cell. Yep. We know that 5179 is ST, so that means that master is here, and the stem is here. I hope that makes sense. But that leads to least being 876. And then the ST is our 51. So 87651, which is C. Then 22, so find the code for the word mills. So mill is going to be 976 8, and then S, which is 5. So 97685, which for 22 is going to be D, 97685. 23. So this one, find the word for the code 51769. So 51 is ST, 769 is E, A, and then 9 is M. So steam. So question 23 is going to be C, steam. And next, the alphabet is here to help you with these questions. So find the next pair of letters in the series. So WD to UF as RI is to something. So W to U is -2. And then D to F is +2. So R -2 is P. And then I +2 is K, PK. So 24 is going to be E, PK. W to Q and then E to K. So W to Q is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, -6. E to K is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, +6. T -6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, N. And then B +6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, H. So 25 is going to be E and H. Okay, similar thing. T to W is +3. Z to V is 1, 2, 3, 4, -4. And then same thing, so F +3 is I, and L -4 is H. So the answer to question 26 is going to be D, I, H. Okay, W to T, Y to U. W to T is -3. Y to U is -4. And then N -3 is K. And P -4 is... so P -4 is L. So question 27 is going to be B, K, L. P to V and K to E. P to V is +1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. K to E is -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. +6 and -6. So H +6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then S -6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So M and M. So question 28 is going to be B, N, M. Okay. 29. So we have sequences. So letter codes with sequences. Okay, so H, K, I, L, J. H, K, I, L, J. So it's doing +3 -2, plus 3 minus 2 plus 3. Okay. So that means that it's going, the answer for the first letter is going to be J plus 3. J plus 3 is M, so 29. Yeah, our first letter is going to be M. Next we have M-O-L-N-K. M-O-L-N-K. So now it's going to be M. So it's A. 30. C-C-F-E-I-D-L-F-O-E. So C to F, to I, to L, to O. So C to F is plus 3. F to I is plus 3. And that pattern repeats, plus 3, plus 3. C-E-D-F-E is going plus 2 minus 1 plus... plus 2 minus 1 plus 2 minus 1, so it's going to end in G, which means that O plus 3 is R, and it's going to be G. So 30 is going to be D, R, G. 31, so M, Q, U, Y, C. M plus 4 is Q. Q to U is also plus 4. That repeats. Y plus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So it's going to be G. And then at B, X, T, P, and then L. So B to X is minus 1, 2, 3, 4. B to X is minus 4. X to T is minus 4. Okay, so this will repeat. L minus 4 gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, H. So the answer to question 31 is going to be C, G, H. And then the last one for VR, so P, O, M, J, F. P, O, M, J, F is going to be... P, O, M, J, F. Well, P to O is minus 1, then it's going minus 2, and then minus 3, and then minus 4. So F minus 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A. W, R, N, K, I. So W, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. R, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Then 3, and then K, and then 2 to I, and then I will have 1, which means that question 32 is going to be E, A, H. And then NVR, so we are almost at the end here. Almost at the end. So here is on the line. Question 1, this is going to be, D. Question 2 is going to be A. 3 is going to be B. 4 is going to be A. 5 is A. 6 is C. 7 is D. And for these ones, it is, there's not really an explanation I can give, because it really is just, it folds down and it looks like this. But I'm sorry if it's difficult to understand, but just try to imagine if it's been folded, as if it's a piece of paper, and then you can imagine it like this. 8 is going to be A. 9 will be D. 10 will be B. 11 will be D. 12 is A. Yeah. 13 is going to be B. 14 will be D. Yeah, that'll be D. 15 is a codes. Okay, so here I can show you more of a process. So 15, this one is going to be, so we we have E and E. That looks at the shape that we have. So we're going to have D. We have grey, so it's going to be P. So it's going to be DP, which is B. So 15 is B. 16, well, we have G, G. Those both have the octagons. We're going to have J then. And then we have white, so it'll be O. So JO, which is A. 17, we have two just normal lines, so that'll be R. Then we have black, which will be E. So RE, which is C. 18, we have horizontal stripes, which will be M. And then triangle, which will be Z. So MZ, which is A. So 18 will be A. 19, we have 4, 2. Okay, interesting. Very interesting similarities here. But they're all, okay. Yeah, they're all next to each other, I see. Okay, so 19, this will be B, because they're in a curve. 20 will be... Oh, very interesting. So the first one's a line of symmetry. The other twos aren't lines of symmetry. They go along one of the lines of symmetry for the shape, which can only mean that it would be E. So in the octagon we have its line of symmetry, but then in the square we have one line of symmetry and then it almost breaks off. But that middle part is always a line of symmetry, which leads me to think that it's E. So 20 is going to be E. 21, this one is 21 is going to be A because it's covering one, essentially, one area of the shape, which covers 3 vertices, and then it's one oval on one vertices of the shape. So 21 is A. 22, this one is... Okay, so it's not A because the second shape has to have double of the area being shaded, so it's also not B, and then it's not E, so it's between C or D. I'm going to rule out D because the 2 black areas are next to each other, so C. 23, matrices, so 23, this one is going to be A. 24, this will be C, yep. 25, 25. Oh, very interesting. Oh, this is really cool. Yeah. So you're essentially merging them and then changing the colours for the areas that have been, that aren't, for the areas that aren't overlapping. Yeah. Oh, cool. Okay. And that would give us A then. Yeah. 26. D. Yeah. Oh. Okay, here. 27. odd one out. Okay. No, C, because of the thickness of the outside lines. 28 will be... A, because it's not three of the same shape. 29 is... 29 2 and then 3. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes, the number of black squares should be more than the number of white circles, but in C that's not the case. So for question 29, this is going to be 29. So 29, this is going to be C. 30, this is going to be B. Yep, because... yeah, the number of vertical lines should be the number of... oh, no. Oh, yeah, it should represent the shapes on the outside. And then we have series. So for 31, this is B. 32 is C. 33 is E. 34 is C. And then 35 is A. 36 is B. 37 is E. And 38 is... ooh. This should be, yeah, C. Good. And that is the end. Cool. We did quite a lot today. Quite a lot. So, thank you very much for watching. This has been Life Changing Tuition's Full Mock 5 with me, Ethan. I really hope this has helped you. Yeah, make sure to keep practicing, and yeah, thank you very much for watching.